Where does the emotion come from when we read something of extraordinary beauty? It is our own beauty exploding outward from within. A writer spots it and puts it into words. The tears are tears of joy at this release of beauty from within ourselves.
If someone tells me they've written a book of poetry, the first thing I think is, oh Lord, please don't ask me to read it.
You know, I haven't read a tremendous amount of poetry. I've never really been interested.
I wouldn't consider myself a heavy reader.
When I hear somebody wrote a book of poetry, I smile, but I always have this background thought, will I really understand what they're saying, what they're trying to communicate?
I was expecting someone who, gee, I write poetry. I go, okay.
Well, I'm an old cowboy, you know, and we listen to country western songs and don't really read much more than maybe Sports Illustrated or the sports page on newspapers, you know. So when somebody says poetry, you go, oh my God.
I read some of them. There's ones in there about, you know, marriage and love, and I read those to my wife and she loved them.
It somewhat grounded me when I get a little hectic with work or a little flighty or a little, you know, this kind of brought me back to ponder the true happiness things in life that make us happy.
He wants to create a reaction and an emotion in the reader. He's not just throwing stuff out there.
Even for people like me who are at best neutral about books on poetry, has fallen in love with this book.
He kind of opens you up to like knowing more about yourself and more about others and more about this spiritual side of life that isn't really addressed in the rest of media or books or, you know, the general course of your life.
He has a way of writing where he's giving you something that's moving from the heart. I mean, this is from the man. And you get to the end and he has some witticism that just makes you smile and makes you laugh.
Every time I read it, I get tears. And I don't get tears from reading poetry.
Brings out the greatness of the individual.
I had tears running down my face by the time I finished the first poem. I read the next two or three. I called him with tears running down my face saying, Louis, I can't believe you did this.
I really appreciate him thinking of me and sending me that book. It brings tears to my eyes right now. Thank you, Louis. That's it.
If ever you wondered what the soul was, what it said, how it thought, how it viewed the world, you will see close up a living soul in the pages of this book.